Hi, grade 8s. Welcome back to your next lesson. And this will be the final lesson because after this, you're going to go ahead and we're going to finish our song so that we have a full song by the end of this term. So, this lesson might be a bit long, so I might split it into two parts depending on how it goes. But let's get straight into it. So, make sure you're opening BandLab on Google Chrome, log into your BandLab account, click on this folder right over here. It'll take you to your library. Go to the project that you did last time. Remember, you could use the one that you submitted for your midterm assessment, but if you didn't like that one, you start a new one. That is perfectly fine. So mine is called Smooth Garage Fire. So click those three dots on the side, open in Mix Editor. And we're going to get straight into it. Loading. All right, so last lesson we did our bridge and we learned how to do three things. We learned our stuttering effect, how to change the pitch, and what was the third one? Stuttering effect, how to change the pitch, and how to reverse the region. So let's listen to that. So that was from bar 37 to 41. All right, and the point of that bridge was to create a crescendo, and a crescendo is just something that has a sudden rise in loudness. So it's just an increase in volume, like a gradual increase in volume. And the point of that was to suggest that something is coming, which is our chorus 2, and that's what we're about to put in right now. So this is going to be super easy, but you just need to be a bit precise. You need to be kind of surgical. You need to be as precise as a surgeon. So what we're going to do is, let me delete this. Actually, no, let me leave that there. So go to where your chorus was, which was between bar 17 and 25. Some of you might have it in different places. That's okay. Just make sure you know where it is. So from bar 17 to 25, I'm going to come. Now, let's say I didn't have this over here. Let me just delete this just to show you. All right. So I want to copy and paste because a chorus is supposed to be the same. It's not supposed to be much different. Maybe just slight differences just to increase the interest of the listener. So I'm going to want to highlight from bar 17 to 25. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click there, have my mouse pointer, and then you see the square. We call this the lasso, kind of like when you have a rope and you're getting ready to lasso a cow or lasso something like those old cowboys. So we're going to take it up and we're going to drag. Now there's only one problem. I'm not getting this part, which is also part of my chorus. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, let me go to my loops. So make sure you remember the name of the loops you used. Mine was called Speed Garage. Speed Garage. All right, there it is. So let me just do an example. I'll just drag this over here. Speed Garage Beats 9 doesn't really matter. Then I'm going to delete that just so I can lasso it from over here. Now make sure, now our view was on quarter, yeah? So I'm going to make sure I have this right here included with my bar 17. Now, for some of you, it might be that this part is joined together. Is there a part where you can join it? No. So make sure that if you're going to drag and drop, make sure it's sliced exactly at bar 17. So I already sliced mine over there, so it will easily drag it. I don't want it to drag anything before the chorus, or else it'll just kind of get messy. All right, so let me put my lasso. Oh, make sure you get everything, and make sure you start from the bottom up, okay? Bottom all the way up, then drag it to the right. Now my loops things are blocking it, but it should be fine. Drag, 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 drag. Actually, let me remove this just because it's getting in the way. All right, so take it here, the bottom, drag everything that's in the chorus right there. Right click, or you can use the copy command, which is just Command C. So I'm going to click copy for now. Then I'm going to take it right after my bridge over here from bar 41, and it should occupy bar 41 to 49. So let's paste it. So I'm going to do right click V, or you can do right click then paste, but you could also do Command V. Now before you paste, make sure you click the top part. Now you want to click it so that it doesn't have this line, because if you have this line, that's for typing. You don't want that. That's going to make it weird. So you want to just make sure you have the pointer, like this pointer right here. Click it there so there's nothing blinking at the end of it. Make sure you click the top here and then click here. then press Command V. Now, if you don't, it might say error like add an extra track. So always make sure that you've clicked the top beat before you paste. So right there, we have our bridge going into our chorus 2. So nothing much there, nothing much has changed. So pretty much easy. We've just added 8 bars by copy and pasting our first chorus and putting it where our second chorus is. So make sure you do that, and let's move on to one of the more exciting parts. So right now we're gonna have 16 bars of our instrumental. Now our instrumental section is where mainly, so if you had a band, you'd have, I mean, each band member is playing an instrument, but then you have the lead, which could be a single melody line. So that's either a singer or maybe an instrumentalist like a saxophone player or guitarist playing a solo, all of that. So here in our instrumental section, we are looking for something that is different from, not super different, something that still has some similarities to the whole song, but it's mainly going to give the lead melody a bit of a break and allow the instruments just to work together to create something that really grooves and something that is quite interesting within the song. So I think of this as like another climax section, another chorus section, but it's not repeated like the chorus. It's only this one point in time. So we want to make sure we get it right. We keep it interesting, we make it fun, and we put in quite a few things. So in terms of energy, you could have it either with a super high energy, you could have it the same level of energy, you could have it going to a low energy, or go from low to high, then slowly go back to low, and then it comes back in. So we're gonna have 16 bars of this. Consider how you want your energy to flow, and then after the 16 bars, we're gonna have a short break, just literally a 1-bar break. So let's get started. So I'm going to open up my loops. All right, so let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can firstly start with the beats. So what beat do I have here? I have beat number 8. Let's see how beat number 8 sounds from here. All right, that's actually pretty cool. Oh, but this is bass. Let me go to my beats. Actually, let me use my beats 1. Has a snare, a kick, and a hi-hat. And let's see that. I'm going to extend it for 8 bars. So I'm going to take it from here all the way to bar number 57. Right there. So I already have 1 layer of my foundation, which is my beats. And now let me bring in some of my bass. But actually, before I bring my bass, let me try and make it a little bit more interesting. Let me see what I have on my string section. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice one. I'll probably bring that in later. Already used that. I can use it again. There's no problem. Ooh, I like that. That sounds interesting. Let me put that there on the new string section. Let me actually change this to say strings. All right, cool. And now let me extend this for a little bit. Let's see. Let's see how those sound together. Okay, that's cool. Let's look for some effects. Let's see how we can switch things up a bit. So, all right. So I'm gonna copy paste this. I'm gonna bring it right here. Command. By the way, if you ever want to get this cursor really accurate, just use the arrows on your keyboard and it'll go to the next beat in every bar. So right now I'm putting it in quarter, so meaning I have 4 beats in every bar. Okay. So I'm gonna press Command V. Now I'm gonna try and edit this part. So let me put it right here. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay. Let me just redo. Let me make it a bit shorter. take it there. I just take it for 2 bars. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this. Now watch what happens when I try to reverse it right now. It gives me the full track as if I reversed the entire thing. So in order to avoid that, what I'm going to do is, let me delete that. So you want to watch out for this so you don't get frustrated. I'm just showing you some of the things that you could easily fall into and could become frustrating, and you're wondering, what's going on? I'm doing exactly what he's doing. So what you want to do is first reverse the region, and then you want to shorten it out right there. Reverse it first, shorten it out next. I'm going to have it for 4 bars right there. Put it there. Then let me do another one. But this time, I'm going to keep it normally. Another 4 bars. Take it right there. Let me do another one. This one I'm going to reverse it. Shorten it out. Oops. What happened? Command. Right there. So I've just undone it. Reverse the region. Shorten it out for only 4 bars. Oops. Drag it in. Let me do one last one. I'm going to copy. Then this one's going to be regular. No reversing. We've done a lot of reversing. It's always good driving regular gear. All right, let's see how this sounds. It sounds interesting. All right, I like that. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to learn a new technique just using something like this. So you can do what I did with something else that you have on your samples, or you can use an effects just like I have. So we're going to learn something called automation. So that makes you sound really smart, automation. And it's this little robotic thing right here. So I'm going to click it, and boom, you all of a sudden have these lines. Now these lines give you different parameters in which you can do your automation. So for now, we're not going to do volume, we're going to do pan. And panning is the way sound moves from one side of your of the stereo. Okay, I don't want to complicate it. In terms, if you're wearing headphones, it can move the sound from the left side to the right side, or from the right side to the left side. So if you pan right, all the sound will be on your right side. If you pan left, all the sound will be on your left side. So for now, let me pan these far. I'm going to pan them to the complete opposite sides. So the way this works is, let me click here. You'll get this dot. So let's start off at 0, pan 0. 0 is usually the standard, just is the regular starting point. Oop, too high. So it can be very sensitive, so try and have a steady hand. Boom. All right, then I'm going to go in between here, put another dot. Then I'm going to put another dot right in the middle. And when I put it up, that's panning right. So make sure you have a pair of headphones, and you'll be able to see this very, very easily. If you don't have headphones, you will not be able to see it at all. So let's see how that sounds. Let me solo it just so you can hear it. All right, so hopefully you saw how that went from my left to the right headphone. Let's try it one more time. All right, so let's do that for the entire thing. So I'm going to put another dot there, another dot there, another dot in the middle, another dot in the middle. It doesn't have to be, the middle part doesn't have to be exactly pan 0. It can be like pan 11. It doesn't really make much of a difference. It's not a perceivable difference. All right, so it's automating. So if we look at this outside of the automation, outside of this line parameter, look at this over here and see how it moves. Whenever it goes left, that means on the left side of the headphones. When it moves right, on the right side. So let's see that. So it's kind of like a DJ fiddling with the knobs. And you could also do the same thing in terms of volume. So let's try that out. So I'm going to go to automation again. Oops. Let me not, I don't want that. So now it's automated, but now instead of going to pan, let me go to volume. So now this is my volume line. Now I can choose to make it a lot louder, but I don't want it to be too loud. Since it's a digital signal, If it gets past 0, it starts to do this thing called peaking. And when it peaks, it makes a distortion sound that doesn't make it sound good at all. So let me start by taking this and moving it up. So I'm going to put a dot here and put a dot here and drag that up. So one thing I've noticed is this program it doesn't give me a peak, so it's actually fine. But usually for other, maybe it's just this kind of sound. But for other sounds, especially when you're working on a DAW, whenever you pass 0, it usually gives you a peak. So right now we don't have to worry about that. Maybe we'll worry about it in the future. So I'm gonna do volume all the way up over here, volume all the way down over here, volume all the way up over here, and then volume all the way down over here. Let's see how that sounds. So I'm soloing the track, play it from here. So it kind of sounds like wind, because right now it's panning from the right. So here's, whenever you go up, it's panning to the right, and it's panning to the left. But right now in volume, so let's look at our pan signal again. So panning to the right, panning to the left, then flatlining. So let's take it to volume. This part, let me actually keep it up here. Let's see how that would sound. That's pretty cool. Let me see, do I want to put anything else for my pan? No, I think I like it like that. I like it just being a bit of a pan there. But you can do it however you want, as long as you know it sounds good. If it sounds good, it is good. So let's see how that sounds with everything else. Make sure it sounds good. All right. That sounds pretty good. I'm happy with that. Now let's add some bass just to see how it can come along. Not that one. Actually, let's try that one. That sounds interesting. So drag that to the bass. Right there. Let's see how that sounds. All right, I'm happy with that. All right. Now let's see, what else can we do? So we have our effects, we have some strings. So now since the song is progressing, our beat is still going on. But let's see if we can spice things up. So there's a cool sound I found over here. Let's see, where is it? Nope. Yeah, that's the one. All right. So I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to use a bit of my stuttering trick just to keep things slightly interesting, just a little bit interesting. All right, so let me first shorten it out. See how it sounds for 2 beats. I'll drag this one in a bit. Just leave that there. My effects are okay. All right, let's see how that sounds. Da, da, da. All right, I'm hearing something right there. So let me take this. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna paste it. Let's put it right here. Now what I'm hearing is a da 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 da. The 1, 2, da 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 da. So I want to try and get that effect. So let me paste that there. So boom. But now if I really want to get let's see how that sounds when it's over there. All right, I mean, it's all right, but I want it to be a bit more specific. So what I'm gonna do is, let me first take it somewhere here. I'm gonna click on view, and then I'm gonna go to my grid size. Let me take it to 16ths. So whenever you take it to any of these, it makes it smaller and smaller. Look at how these grid lines are changing. So if it was on bar, super fat. If it's on half, now it's every bar is split in half. If it's in quarters, that means every bar is split in quarters. You have 4 beats per bar. Eighths, same thing. 16ths. So let's see. Let me start off with eighths. And let's see what we can get from that. So now this just allows me to give me more detail, and I can get it quite accurately. So let's see. All right, yeah, somewhere there. So down, 2, 1, 2, down, 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 down. See that. So this is just me. I'm hearing something, so I'm just want to put it in right there. So da, 1, da, da, 2. Let me bring it in over there. Whoa, we're not moving. All right, there we go. Then I'll copy and paste this one. And I'll put it where this one is. Da, 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 da. 1, da, da. Let's hear that from there. All right, yeah, that's exactly what I want. All right, now let's keep on going. Let's see where else we can put that. I like that sound. So let's keep it going. Dun, dun, dun. All right, yeah, I can hear it over there again. So in bar 56. So now instead of me having to do that all over again, which took me a bit of time, I'm just going to see where this is. So on 54. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 clicks after the next number I want to put it in. So Command C. Going to go there, click there, and go 1, 2, 3. Then Command V to paste. Let's see how that sounds. 3. Perfect. Perfect, right there. All right. So my bass is still grooving, so that is perfectly fine. So right now we've finished our first 8 bars of our instrumental, so now we need another 8 bars. So I'm going to try and bring in some interesting strings. Let's see what we got. All right, that sounds cool. Let's try and mess around with this one a bit. So I'm going to put that in right over here when it starts. Let me drag out my drums a little bit. So now where it's going to end is bar 70. Let's see. So right now we're in bar 57. 57 plus 8, that is 65. All right. So let's see, is that 8 bars? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's about right. All right. And then let me also drag out my bass. Actually, let me put a split here. Split it. Make sure you click there. I'm going to slice it. Slice. And then I'm going to drag this out as well. Take it all the way there. Make sure those are aligned. Bring my cursor there. Okay, cool. Then I brought my strings 4. All right, let's see how that sounds. Actually, so let me show you a cool little trick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put things in the offbeat. So how you do that is you want to be able to skip a beat. So if you can skip one, not skip a beat. You want to skip half a beat. So let me do that. Let me just split. Let me first slice my bass up. Now this is a cool little trick, especially if you want to get something just to give it a slightly different feel. Put it on the offbeat. So what I'm gonna do is, since I'm already in eighths, that's already an advantage. So it splits every beat into twos. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm just gonna take not my drums, but let me start off by taking my bass, and I'm gonna move it one. No, yeah, just one. So sorry, you have to just skip one beat, one half of a beat. So if you skip this one half, you're starting on the off beat. So this would be the on beat, off beat when you skip half a beat. Okay, so that's the trick. Skip half a beat. So let me do that the same for my strings. My drums will keep it just on the same plane. All right, there we go. So there we go. They should all be starting on my off beat. Let's see. All right, see that. Listen to that again. So if you don't really know how an offbeat works, just simply skip half a beat. Because remember, each of these big ticks over here is one beat. So skip half a beat and start over there, and you're immediately in the offbeat. And now let's see. So if dun 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 dun, I'm gonna copy and paste this again. Just keep it slightly interesting. And since it sounds pretty cool, and what did I do? I skipped how many? Let me count from here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Bar 60. So I'm doing it at the end of every fourth bar. 1, 2, 3. Command V. All right. Then my bass is still going. My strings are still going. But now, once I'm over here, I'm in the new place again. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Let me copy that. And I'm going to start on the offbeat. So right now, this has kind of already helped me, because where this line is, I've skipped half a beat. Let me put that in right there. Cool. Then I'll do the same thing for here. Just going to make it a line. So skip half a beat. So remember, when it's on eighths, it's very easy to skip half a beat. If it was on quarters, it would be hard to see it. So let's hear my second chorus from here. Third chorus. All right, so for that part, I don't want to have... Oh, I've just realized this is my strings. These are not my effects. So they should be down over here. So let me take this over here. But first, let me shorten it out so it doesn't get in the way. Take it down. Right there, perfect fit. Take this one down as well. All right, let's see how that goes. All right, cool. So that is our instrumental from bar 49 to 65. But now we're about to take it into a small break, which is just going to last for one bar. So literally bar 65 to bar 66. So it's not going to be long at all. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag out my beat, just one bar. Let me slice it over here so I can work on it separately. And then I'm going to reverse it. So let's see how that sounds. Yeah, that's cool. It sounds weird, but the weird stuff makes cool stuff sound even cooler, or makes bad stuff sound cool or unbearable. Depends how good your song has been. So that part is reversed. Now let me see what I can add on. I'll probably should I put in an effect? All right, so here's my speed garage. Let me find my effects. Nope. That sounds really interesting. It has a really strong pan to the left and to the right. So now the only problem with this one is it's slightly long, but hey, we're sound engineers, so this should not be a problem. All we're going to do is just shorten it out just a little bit. So let's see how it sounds up until here. So only one bar. More time. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. All right, so now let's take it into our chorus 3. So chorus 3 is we're going to do the same thing that we did for chorus 2. We're going to copy and paste this thing. So let's take it from down here, drag it up, drag it all the way up, start dragging it right. Now this thing has gotten in the way again. Oh, luckily it's already highlighted. So I'm just going to control copy, command C. Then I'm just going to paste it right over here. Make sure you have the top part clicked, and then you put your marker right there, command V to paste it. Don't want to paste the automation data for the selected regions. Paste. Yes, I do. But I don't know why there's automation there. So let's see how it transitions from the break to chorus 3. Just like that, chorus 3 is from bar 66 to bar 74. Now for chorus 4, since it's just another chorus, we're going to paste the same thing again. Right there, paste that automation. And from there, that's our chorus 4, taking it to bar 82. But now we don't want our chorus 4 to sound the same as chorus 3 and chorus 2 and chorus 1. Let's make it slightly interesting. So I'm going to think about adding something that's cool. But something subtle. I don't want a strong melody. So let's see what we have on strings. That's not the same thing. That's perfect. I'm going to put that in again. Just for that chorus 4. So chorus 4 is from bar 74 to 82. So right there. Oh, just command Z. Just gonna loop it right there. See how that sounds. All right, now just to get that ending, I'm gonna drop all these instruments out for one bar. So let me put that right there, slice it. So then let me also slice my keys. Slice, let me slice my bass, slice it. My brass is what I want to remain. And yeah, my strings are cool. So let me delete this part on my beats, delete that part on my keys, keep that part, remove that part from my bass, keep that part from my brass. Let's hear it. All right, that's cool. Now just to make it have a good ending, let me find like a crash. Right there, that's my crash. That's gonna be an interesting way to end it. Classic finisher. Let's see how that sounds. That's fine. Let me push this just a little bit back. Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, so just like that. So quick summary. All I did was start off with let's take it from where I was in the bridge. So right here in the bridge from bar 37 to bar 41, we did our stuttering effect. And then from bar 41 all the way to bar 49, we just copy and pasted our chorus 2. Then we had our instrumental section. Now remember, for your instrumental section, I want you to go kind of just a little bit crazy and be a bit creative. So craziness and creativity make some very interesting things. So but make sure it's organized. You don't want there to be too many instruments doing the same thing. You don't want there to be more than one instrument doing the same thing as the other. You really want them to complement each other. So instrumental section is where you really want to shine. Now put in some automation like I did. So you remember press these two things up here. Wait, let me move my effects. I don't want this. So there's my volume automation and there's my pan automation. Now I didn't actually show you something. Now if I'm in my volume automation, let me show you. Let me get out of this. So the same way I said this is for panning and it shows how it moves from the left to the right. This part is for volume. So now watch how this moves because of how I automated the volume. You see that? This one's moving for volume, this one's moving for my pan. So we automated a bit of that. Then I broke up some of the strings just to give a bit of stuttering effect over there. But I went into a bit of detail and went into some 16th notes, some 8th notes, just to try and get the sound, try to get the rhythm that I wanted. Then we kept on going. Our instrumental section finished at bar 65. And at bar 65, we put in a slight effect. And I also put in these extra strings over here just to give it some variation. Remember, we want to keep your music interesting, not the same thing the entire time. Then bar 65 came along, which was just a small break, bar 65 to bar 66. And yeah, we put some weird stuff there and reversed our beats. So have some fun with reversing, pitch shifting, and slicing. Just really have fun with it and explore. That's the only way you're going to get good. Then easy stuff from bar 66 to bar 74, copy paste. Make sure you copy paste it from the bottom up. You click the top and then you click paste. And then bar 74 to bar 82, the chorus 4, the exact same thing as chorus 3, chorus 2, chorus 1. However, I put a slight thing here just to give a bit of change. Then I finished off by dropping the instruments for one bar, letting that brass shine, and finishing off with a classic ending. So now let's listen to the entire thing. This is what we've been up to. Let's go for it. All the way from the beginning. Let's go. And there we have it, grade 8. Those are are 82 bars of music. So hopefully you've been following along and you've had a lot of fun doing this. My song has been 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Yours might be the same, yours might be more depending on how many bars you used. But go ahead and make and finish your song and post it by next week, Friday, 6 p.m. The exact date will be on BandLab and also on your work folder. So go ahead, make some good music, be creative. Don't let it be all jumbled up and muddy by putting in everything. Be musically intelligent by all the things we've learned with all our automation, our stuttering effect, our reversing regions, our pitch shifting, our organizing, our labeling, just ensuring everything is well aligned. Yeah, go ahead for it. Make some good music. Remember, you can use the track you've been working on since midterm, or you can do an entirely new track. It's up to you. But this is the last lesson because right now you have 2 weeks to make that full song. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Hopefully, we'll be able to meet up at the end of term and listen to each other's songs. So make them good so that everyone in the class can enjoy and see what you've listened to and they can be inspired to make better music next term. So go ahead, create and post. Please don't be late. Don't post it later than 6 p.m. on Friday. And let's see what you guys got. See you later, grade 8. Make good music. Bye for now.